Look, it's live. Hmm. All right. No one's watching this except me, so let me fix this issue. If we're deploying, then ping me to Laravel Vapor. The problem that we have is that we have to manually create the keys for the secrets inside of Vapor because there isn't an env file to write them to as part of the setup process, and you can't hook into secrets in Vapor without a deploy. So what we need to do is not regenerate the signing key every time we do a task sync only. Incorrect. Signing key regeneration. Which is what we'll want to do, I suppose. Just checking the stream live to see that the sound is okay and that the quality is fine and readable, etc. Looks okay to me. Lighting needs a bit of work, but we'll survive. So we need to write a test in the setup test, I suppose. It exits if duplicate tasks. So we just have to figure out where it runs setup with tasks only when env does not exist. So this test probably is what we want. The signing key. The problem with faking this here is that it doesn't actually do what we think it does, because the fake does this. It's regenerating. This should not actually regenerate the signing key. It should only generate the signing key if it is not already set in the env or in the configuration. So yank that and paste. Where are we? Down here. So it does not regenerate the signing key if it has already been set, although interesting. Then ping me setup test. It does not regenerate. Setup command. Can't be set up if the env is missing. The option, if you have tasks only and we have a project ID set, then we can be set up. Check if the env exists. The env file. Probably have to check if we are running in Vapor. Yeah, because it can be set up. Checks to see if we have a project ID set in our config, which we would not at this stage. So it would then say lang. Then we'll create this language file and we would say the environment is missing. Env file is missing. Please add the following lines to your configuration. Right? Which means that we would add this to our config inside of the Vapor config, which is correct. And then we would run this again. We would then prepare our tasks, which comes from this trait, which goes and finds all of them, which is fine. And then we generate a signing key, which sets the signing key. Here, which just does that, which is fine. And then assigns it to the public property. And if we're not doing tasks only, tasks, do the initial setup, which says we don't want to queue our ping. You want to send the request immediately. We want to use the secret. If we're doing tasks only, we need to get from the config. Otherwise, we'll use the passed in project ID. It will use the configured signing key, else we'll use the one that we generate. And then we will dispatch that. This is part of the setup. Now this should be okay though. We can generate a new signing. Maybe we don't have to do anything. Well, here's an easy way to test this. Composer global update Laravel installer. Let's make sure this is up to date. Then ping me test. Let's get rid of that. And then let's go Laravel new, then ping me test. And so we'll create a new Laravel application. Then we'll pop over to the browser. I do not have a database running. Pop over here. This is just running locally. If I was to log into then ping me locally, credentials do not match our records. Okay. Tinker user first. update password. Okay, thank you, mother, for the rabbits. Just go in here, do it init, and do that. Composer require, then ping me Laravel. So let's jump back to the browser. Let's do an annual subscription. Start trial. So now we've got that. So we need, because we're doing this in a test environment, we need to change the URL that we're pinging. And I need to make sure that this is going to work. Just need to update my DNS, I suppose. Otherwise, we won't find then pingme.test locally, and everything will come to a crashing failure. So if we grab this setup command, jump back to the terminal. Let's put a scheduled command in here for good measure, I suppose. So we can then do a then ping me list schedule. So we do have a command. If I was to run this now, how can we simulate being on Vapor? We can't really, can we? Well, that's okay. So we'll do that. If we jump back into the browser, we should see now that we've updated already. And here's our new app with our new scheduled task that runs once an hour, which is nice. So there's going to be a bit of a rigmarole here to do this. Because what we're actually going to want to do is get rid of those two things. And then we're going to want to get our project. Yeah, okay. We don't want our project, which is this one. And we're going to want to update signing key to null and set up at to null. And we'll probably want to do this just to simulate this not being set up anymore. So we're simulating by having just the project ID in here, we're simulating that being set how we want, which is what we would have inside of Vapor. And then we're going to want to set up tasks only. And that should be it. It generates the signing key and it sets up the initial task. So if we look at the env file now, which is still probably not what we want. Because if we go and find our first project again, that is now going to have a signing key, which is that. We need to do some further simulation, I think. Vendor, then ping me. Yes, this bit. I'm just going to have to return false here for the moment. I think that will do what we want it to do then. And if we now run, yeah, which is what we're going to do. So the tasks should now be there. And the project should now be set up again. And it is. And the signing key is what we expect it to be. But we duplicated those tasks, which is okay. We kind of expect, actually they're not even going to be duplicated. One of them will be, oh no, yeah, that is to be expected because we did a setup which assumes that everything is new. It assumes that there is nothing there. So if I was to do that again, and I was to delete the tasks again, then run that again, this will in fact now be missing from my env file. Then ping me q being true. HMJY. So get my project again, get my signing key again, which is correct. And then there will be one, which is what we're expecting. If I flick back to the browser, there is our one task in our one project which is set up. Okay, so maybe there isn't actually anything to fix here. And the issue I thought needed fixing does not actually need fixing and was fixed by the billing error that we found, where basically if you're on a trial, we didn't consider that to be an active subscription, which is obviously wrong because if you're on a trial, that's as good as active. Otherwise, you will not be able to do anything, really. That's what it comes down to, I suppose. So that's this was really just a test for the stream. So I got a green screen. If I was to, I don't even know if I can do it. But anyway, I've got a green screen now. So this was more to test that out, to test out the streaming side of things, I guess, which hopefully seem okay. So I guess that will be the end of this stream. It didn't quite get as well. It was not unproductive, but it verified that the issue that I thought I had, I don't have. So there we go. I guess we could be happy now that that's all working as we expected. Well, for anyone who sees this, thanks for sticking through to the end. And hopefully I can do a few more of these this year. But we will see.